the channel as well. Chat Elite. Shout out to the Patreon. Shout out to the people that donate to me when I'm not live. Shout out to the people that share my videos. They don't just watch them and don't like the videos. And that's another thing. If you're gonna watch my videos, at least like the videos, okay? At least share them. Sharing and liking videos is free. All right, doesn't cost you anything. We're gonna talk about Travis Rudolph. We're gonna talk about a very unfortunate situation that was not his fault. Now, there are going to be people say, well, Jay, the actions were excessive. I mean, when you got 4 dudes showing up at your mother's house, you may think differently. You may think differently. And this was all at the behest of an angry married woman who had a side relationship. So salute to everybody that's here. Like the stream. We're going to go over the courtroom video or different videos from the court case that is going on right now. It is an absolute tragedy. This thing happened 2 years ago. I remember there was only maybe 2 websites writing about it. It kind of like it went extremely under the radar. Now, 2 years later, it's like one of the biggest stories now because there's a trial going on. I think it was a good thing that he was allowed to be bonded out last year. They don't see him as a flight risk. They don't see him as a dangerous person because he isn't. The guy was protecting his home from people that shouldn't have been there because a female who could have took her ass home decided that she wanted to confront him for cheating, even though she has a whole husband. How does that work? Let's see who's here. Slim South, Derek, Sigma, Matthew, Zentura, the enigmatic one, Carl, Nick, Magnificent, Troy, Brian Turner was good, Yuri, Chocolate City, Roster Hill, Thomas, Young Jay, General Washington, Hip Hop Brother, King Carolina, Holden, Ednice, Daisy, William, Bella Michelle, what's going on? Good to see Bella back. Matter of fact, let me make sure you got your keys. Hold on. And so you got your keys. You have different tiers of moderators now. You can have regular moderators, and you can have like a supervisor moderator. Ain't that something? You now have a supervisor moderator. Basically, the person can do a lot of the things that I can do, they can do. So if you got like a super top tier moderator, they can do everything. It's just interesting. Omar Boot Camp, MJ was good. Make sure y'all like the stream. We're getting into this. I want y'all to understand. Yeah, you can have super moderators. You can have people who have all the powers that I have. I can do several different things that regular moderators can't do. Well, you put a top tier moderator there, they can do all those things. Yeah, ain't it? Yeah, you got Bella and Ednice. Just like old times, ain't it? That's the thing, like, I usually have a consistent moderator group. There have been people who ain't here no more, which is fine by me. But there are also people who I keep very consistent. I don't mind too many people up because, you can't trust everybody. And everybody ain't for you. But again, make sure y'all like the stream. We're going to get into this. We're going to look at some of the lies that were exposed at trial. Yeah, YouTube definitely needs to do better with the notifications. But I guess because I don't post to this channel a lot, that could be what it is. I don't think that is, because I see people don't post for days and weeks and they come back and they still have people there. I think it just depends on people clicking the notifications when they get them. You got that element as well. I'm putting videos on the channel again. As y'all have seen, I've been putting videos back on the channel just to test the notification system, right? So yeah, what's good, Ramir? Zeke, what's good? We gonna get into this. Let me go ahead and get this on the screen here. Get this on the screen if I can find it. This lying heifer, man. And then you got she up there arguing in court. Why would anybody believe a lying heifer arguing in court? All that attitude, all that attitude, right? Zoe Marley, what's up? Jamie, what's good? Yeah, it has been a while since I've seen you in here. What's good, Steven? Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen you in here, Jamie. Shout out to the people that's here. Who haven't been here in a while. I'm gonna see about going live at around 9 to see if that betters things. But we're gonna get into this, man. We're gonna get into this. This is a lying goofy heifer. I didn't play any of this in my video because my video was long as it is. I said, you know what? I'll get it when I go live. We're gonna get into this. What's good, Ahmad? Free my grandma. What's up? This man should not be in prison for what this heifer caused. She caused this destruction. A man lost his life because she couldn't take her married ass home. This is a married woman that couldn't take her married ass home. And now you got these people in court looking for sympathy. Let's see. Again, make sure y'all like the stream, man. Let's go. Okay, this is the video here. Let's play this video. Let's start things up with this video here. This is the security cam footage.
When you can see him good.
Now look at all them in front of his house.
Okay. Ms. Robinson, can you identify which of the gentlemen, if you see yourself on the screen, identify which is you?
I'm in the back right.
So that's you with the shirt off, and of course you have tattoos. That's you that we can see.
Yes, ma'am.
So the gentleman with the red pointer on there now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I think we just saw in the video when you removed the t-shirt. Do you recall doing that?
No, ma'am. But after watching the video, that is what happened. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
True.
That helps you to refresh your recollection of.
Yeah. See, because you holding back, you're withholding information, right? They ready to walk up in court and act like they didn't do nothing, like they victims.
That.
Correct.
Okay. You see the vehicle that's positioned out here?
Yes,
was that vehicle there during the fighting as well?
I believe so. That car doesn't look like it moves much.
Okay. All right, if you could play for us. What does holla at Travis mean?
Like speak to him.
So where Travis at? Where Travis at? Want to talk to him? Can we holla at Travis? That holla means talk.
Correct.
If we could now publish states. Yeah, let's go with states.
Shout out to greatness.
I'm getting Shankia Robinson vibes that the sister and the attackers won't be held responsible for what happened that night.
Appreciate that. Well, Travis is the one on trial, so it could be a situation where they don't get charged or they could pursue charges. All right. But I think that these are the worst witnesses to bring onto the stand. They all are going to make this case easier for the defense.
It's 33.
What's up, Mark?
Okay, so again, sort of what we did with the last video, I'm going to ask that you identify yourself if you can, okay? So if we could play it from the beginning. Do you see yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
And, oh, there was more. Thank you. Is this gentleman you here with the shirt off still?
Furthest to the right, correct.
Okay. And at this moment, is that when Mr. Rudolph is in front of you?
Correct, after exiting the house.
Okay.
He's not.
Can we back it up a little bit, please? At this point, there seems to be 4 people by that car in the street. Do you know if you are one of those individuals?
Yes, ma'am.
And is Mr. Rudolph's mother one of the individuals as well?
Yes, ma'am. At this point, she's still, as you can hear her saying, look at the tape.
So she's trying to actually physically show you something in her hand.
Yes, still.
Okay. If you could play, please.
Shout out to Omar.
Did you hear that in real time, her yelling?
Shout out to Jaye for always keeping it real on raised fist medium skin tone.
Appreciate that, Omar.
Travis, come on, stop.
Yes.
And did Mr. Rudolph in fact stop?
No, ma'am.
If you could press play. If you could pause there. At this point, it's just you, Mr. Rudolph's mother, and who else? Just Mr. Rudolph? Travis?
Correct.
So just the 3 of you out in the street.
Correct.
Okay, press play. Is that your voice saying you got that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. Now publishing states 31, Judge. Surveillance footage.
All right.
And Mr. Robinson, sort of same thing we did last time. I want you to tell me if you can identify yourself in the video, okay?
Okay.
Shout out to everybody that's here. Make sure y'all like the stream.
Okay, is this gentleman here you, coming from the front passenger?
Correct.
And we can actually sort of see your tattoos on your arm there, yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And the two gentlemen that exited from the rear of the vehicle, who are they?
That's Sebastian and Chris.
And then that would mean Mr. Jones, Keyshawn, is the gentleman here with the hoodie from the driver's side?
Correct. He was driving.
All right, if you could play.
All of them came. Why did it take all of them? Why did it take all of them to go up there to confront that man? That's what I want to know. Why does it take all them to go up there? It doesn't. Shout out to Greatness 81.
While we're watching, do you recall where in the vehicle you left your phone?
In the trunk of the vehicle.
Okay. And
Beige Rage was displayed that night. Where's DJ Envy when you need him? I need to the defense attorneys get at these clowns.
You said that, oh, they gonna get at them. They getting at them.
do you know why you did that?
That's just a safe place to store our stuff. Like before, I'm sorry, I don't know another example. For instance, like when we go play basketball, we put all our stuff in the trunk. We just put all our stuff in the trunk because, like I said, we wouldn't really know what was gonna happen. So
You didn't know what was gonna happen, but you pulled up anyway. He's already said it. He didn't know what was gonna happen. You're pulling up at a man's mother's house, 4 deep, to talk to a guy that you probably don't even know that well. You didn't know it was going to happen. They were putting their stuff in the back. They were putting like their wallets and stuff in the back. So if they fought them, they wouldn't drop anything. You know what I'm saying? That's why they did that.
you don't want to lose your expensive phone or anything like that or break it.
And what type of phone did you have at the time?
I just got a new iPhone. I think it was like 13 at the time, iPhone 13.
So you said it was new to you?
New to me and new like it just came out.
Oh, like a new phone that just came out from Apple.
Correct. So that kind of plays into why I didn't.
Because he knows how plastic those phones can really be when you drop them, man. You got to be careful with an Apple phone.
Have it with me. It's like $1,000 phone, so I don't really want to break it.
So as we're looking at the image on the screen, as the vehicle is facing the direction where we can see the headlights, can you tell us if that is towards Mr. Rudolph's house or away from his house?
Towards.
Okay, if you could play. Were you in the vehicle when Mr. Jones pulled up a little, or outside of the vehicle?
Right. He should have stayed his ass at home. I'm not trying to leave my house to go confront nobody. It ain't my business. But because these dudes are a bunch of followers, they hopped in the car with this guy to go over there. And now you see what happens.
Point. I still believe I'm outside the vehicle.
Okay. After you all exit the vehicle, make your way up. If we could fast forward in time, yep, to about 12:10 or so. I want you to pay attention. Let me know when and if you see yourself, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, they're very meticulous. We're about to get to the testimony. Hold on. I'm trying to figure out what they
Are in
trying
the
to
video?
Gunshots.
Okay. Press play.
Oof. They drove off then.
Very briefly, that was me exiting the vehicle.
So the sort of shadowy image that we saw, and if you could back it up a little bit and perhaps pause.
Yeah, right there, kind of right now I'm like in between the two bright LED house lights. If you kind of point towards that area of the screen, yeah, like right there.
Okay.
I don't know if you can
So
see.
it's not so great on the still shot, so we'll back it up and play it a little bit, but there's a shadow that passes there. That's you?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, I see like he hopped out right there.
Thank you so much.
Okay. I want to get to her testimony first. So we're gonna get to the testimony of this heifer. Make sure y'all like the stream. Let's get
Why did you
into it.
want Detective Ema to know that Keyshawn had a concealed weapons permit?
I wanted him to know because there was a shooting.
Right, because your brother took his gun with him.
N-
That's why you wanted.
Show me where my brother took his gun with him. Show it to me.
Look at that attitude. Y'all see that attitude? Here we go. Here we go. But she didn't mean no harm. Even in court, this heifer could not help herself.
But you're telling me something that you're asking me a question. I'm letting you know my answer. So if you don't have proof right in front of my face, then you can't sit here and tell me anything. I'm telling you.
Okay, enough. Next question.
Exactly. Next question.
Stop. Your next question, please.
Is this how you talk to Travis?
Stop.
This is how I'm talking to you.
Next question.
Y'all see that? Even in court, she want to win an argument. And y'all don't think that she would tell somebody to go over there and do some harm to this guy?
Didn't you also tell Detective Ema that when your brother got to Travis's house, he said, "I'm not here to start nothing with you. I'm here to talk." Remember telling Detective Ema that?
Correct.
So your brother did give you some details about what happened.
No, before he left the house, he told me he was going over there to speak with him.
Right, but you told Detective Ema that your brother said to Travis, "I'm not here to start nothing with you. I'm here to talk." So you did have details about what happened more than Sebastian was dead and that Tyler was shot, like you told the jury or implied. Isn't that true?
I said I don't recall all of the details that were said that night. I was more concerned about Sebastian being dead.
All right. Didn't you also tell Detective Ema that the Travis ran out of the house and trucked my brother?
I'm going to object to counsel reading items into the
Sustained. Next question.
Isn't it true that you told Detective Ema that Travis ran out of the house and hit your brother?
I don't remember.
Okay, look at page 11, please.
This is the best witness the defense can have, man. You see how smug this heifer is? I told y'all in my video how smug this heifer is. This is a smug heifer, man. I'm telling you right now, she is capable of everything that I believe she is capable of. You did want your brother to go over there and his friends to fight Travis. Now I want you to understand, this is all over a guy that she was dating on the side because she's a married woman. This ain't her husband. This is a boyfriend outside of her marriage.
Lines 3 through 5. done?
She obviously can't read. Look at her. Look at that, man. It's right in front of your goofy face. Look at this. Y'all hear? She's told to read and basically react to what she's seeing. And look at her, man.
Okay. I'm ready.
Isn't it true that your brother said that he ran out and chucked him?
Yes.
You told Detective Ema.
So,
Isn't that true?
yes.
Okay. And isn't it true that you also told Detective Ema that he was with his friends?
Yes.
So you knew while you were at the hospital that his friends were with him when
After I spoke to Daryl, because he said his dreadhead friend is dead.
you already testified that you spoke with Chris and with Keyshawn.
I spoke to them after I spoke to Travis and Daryl.
So you're saying that that's how you found out about that was from Travis, from who?
Daryl, DJ, his brother. They were naming like that. They were saying that light skinned nigga. They were saying the nigga with the dreads. So that's when I'm starting to understand like more people came rather than my brother, because my brother doesn't have dreads.
Well, then can you explain to the jury how it was that you just told the jury that your brother told you that I'm not here to start nothing with you. I'm here to talk.
Yeah, I'm not saying that we didn't have a discussion on the phone. And I don't want to, that's what I'm trying to let the jury understand. I'm not saying there wasn't a discussion over the phone. Was it a detailed discussion about what exactly happened that night? No, the conversation was not that long, is my point that I'm trying to get across to you. This isn't a detailed, what I'm reading, this is not detailed at all.
Well, this is your detail that you gave to Detective Ema.
Which is very minimal, because that's all I know. That's what I'm saying. When we talked on the phone.
I want to talk about what you knew. That's
Okay.
what we're going through, okay?
Cool.
You told Detective Ema also that it wasn't like that your brother came in there with a gun and tried to start something. You remember that?
Correct.
Again, you brought up Keyshawn and his gun, right? Look at page 11, please, lines 14 to 16.
Read, heifer, read.
Yes. I said, you're initiating the fight. You're jumping on my brother. He came there to have a conversation with you. He doesn't. It's not like he came there with his gun, because I knew he didn't have a gun. That's why I said that.
Okay. So you talked about Keyshawn and the lack of not having a gun, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Because now I'm figuring out there's a shooting.
All right. And you also told Detective Ema that Tyler and Sebastian, who are your brother's best friends, had gotten shot, right?
Correct.
And then you remember Detective Ema asking you how you had so much detail and knew so much?
I said I spoke with them. They called me briefly. They were crying. It was a very short conversation.
Sure, but you do remember that.
And I also spoke with Daryl, and I also spoke with Travis. So
You remember Detective Ema questioning you about why you knew so much details at an event that you weren't at.
no.
Okay, page 12, please.
They got everything written down, man. They got all the notes. Yo, where her husband might be in court with her.
Through
Yo, her husband might be sitting right there in court with her. He might be right there. Yes, she's lying. She's putting out the information she wants people to know, despite the fact that they have everything recorded. Even though it was 2 years ago, you know, she's saying different things than what she said, 2 years ago. A lot of times they don't they either remember or they think they can get away with saying something then and then now saying it. All right, saying something of the opposite. This is a lie. This is a lying heifer. You're right, Sir Eudes. A lying. She's lying.
Yes.
This is all her fault.
And how do you know all of this? Your answer, I just spoke with my brother. Do you remember that?
And did I not tell you already previously that he told me Sebastian was dead on the phone? This says, read the entire line. And then Sebastian is pronounced dead at this moment. And how do you know all of this? I just spoke with my brother.
And before that, there was a lot of discussion about all the details that you and I just discussed before this jury.
Minimal details. They're not. They were very minimal details.
Do you remember telling Detective Ema that none of your brother's friends and your brother they weren't answering their phones? Do you remember telling him that?
Correct.
Okay. Remember telling Detective Ema, going into details about a text message that Tierney Coleman sent you?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
And isn't it true that you actually showed a screenshot of one of the text messages that Miss Coleman sent you to Detective Ema? You had it on your phone and you showed it to him. Remember that?
Yes.
And that was the only text message that you showed Detective Ema. Isn't that a fact?
Because I believe the context of the conversation was about that.
So again, the only text message you showed Detective Ema in your sworn statement was one text message from Tierney Coleman. Is that correct?
Correct.
And the reason you did that was you were trying to portray.
No, the
Hold on,
reason.
Let me finish my question.
Is it a question or is it an assumption?
All right, just wait for the question, please, Ms. Jones.
My question is, that's the only text you showed to the detective, right?
Yes.
Already answered that one.
Thank you.
Next question.
You never showed him a text from the ones that you sent about shoot his shit up or this is a dead man walking, right?
Not until the next day when I was asked, or whenever day I was asked.
Well, I'm talking about Detective Ema now.
Correct. Right after, exactly. Right after everything has occurred. You have to understand, I'm not in the right state of mind either. I'm just finding out someone passed away. I'm finding out my mom's car shot up. I'm finding out a lot of things at this moment. A lot of details are going to be left out.
All right.
Yeah. Whenever she starts to raise her voice, the judge steps in immediately. Right? You know. You gotta let the defense pick her apart. You know, whenever they start to really get her into lies, there he go. But
May I approach the witness, Your
You
Honor?
may. Make sure the state knows what you're doing.
Yes, I'll go back and put it.
All right.
May I have that statement back, please? I just handed you what's in evidence of states number 17. Remember looking at that yesterday and being asked questions about it?
Yeah, but honestly, I'm not really sure exactly what this is.
Well, you
What's up,
answered
Jayla?
questions.
Oh, these are my phone. Oh,
Make sure
these
y'all
are my
like the
phone
stream, huh?
records.
Okay. All
Okay.
right, you want to just take a look at them?
Mm-hmm.
You're familiar with that, right?
Familiar with what?
Well, you just said those are your phone records, right? Your phone log, right?
Yeah, I'm realizing that now because I'm seeing numbers that I know. So,
Okay, well, we'll talk about that in a minute.
okay.
All right, and that call log, if you look at the first page, or second page rather, look at the very top. You see where there's some dates?
Yeah,
Okay, and that call log begins on April 8th of 2021, is that correct?
correct.
Okay, and that's the beginning of that call log, is that right?
I believe so.
Well, is there anything preceding that page?
No.
Okay, and go to the end of that call log, the last page,
Okay.
and tell me where that call log ends. What's the last date?
Of everything?
The very last entry. What was the date?
You say YouTube app is crashing.
442.
Well, I would say if you having problems with your YouTube app, you know, you can sign out of it, or you can uninstall it and reinstall it, if you have issues with the app.
2021. That?
May I approach the
You may.
Is this not the last page?
I think she may have tried to delete some messages.
I think you have that out of order.
4, it's actually the last page and then up to 4.
Yeah, you guys had it out of order.
Got it?
Yeah, I have it. So yes, like I said, the last entry is 4/4/2021.
So the last page starts on April 4th, is that correct? Of
Correct.
2021? Mm-hmm. And it goes through what date?
The 8th.
Okay. And you've testified that you spoke with Linda Rudolph, is that correct?
So hopefully everybody,
And
stream is working properly. Let me know if there's any issues. You could use a desktop if you have a desktop computer, or a laptop, or a tablet. If it's like the app in your phone is not working properly. Jamie says, so far good on her end. Let me know.
is it true that Miss Rudolph's phone number is nowhere in that call log?
Let me take a look for a sec.
They done caught her in a lie. She talking about she got a message from this person, and that person's number ain't even in the call log. Yeah, keep looking. Bella says she's good. Yeah, if it's not working, use your desktop.
No, I don't see her number.
You also testified to the jury that you called Linda Rudolph, is that correct?
That's the same
Attorney
question you just
Coleman,
asked
excuse
me.
me. Ms. Coleman, you remember that?
Yes, I spoke with both.
Look at that. This a straight up liar. This a straight up liar. This is a straight up liar. Now you're getting caught in it.
Of them.
Okay, and can you tell us where Ms. Coleman's number is on your call log that you turned into the police?
When I was asked, it's not there.
It's not there, that's all I asked, it's not on there.
Okay.
So, did you delete those?
No. When I asked to turn my phone in, I turned my phone in.
So, how did these numbers disappear from your call log?
Why don't you go ask the police officers or the detectives?
Your phone, I'm asking you if you deleted those.
I didn't, and I answered your question.
So you didn't delete them?
I didn't delete those phone calls between Tierney, and I didn't delete those phone calls between his mother.
So,
You would have to ask law enforcement.
did you turn a different phone over to the Detective Vanderlyn?
What different phone do I have?
My question to you is, did you turn the phone over that was your phone that you were using?
She turned
on
her
April
other phone
6th
in.
to Detective Vanderlyn.
Listen,
Or did you?
I would not doubt. I would not doubt that she gave them either a secondary phone or she deleted those text messages. I believe she may have deleted text messages, or she could have given them her secondary phone. I do not believe that this heifer only has one phone. I believe she probably has a couple of phones. This is not a trustworthy heifer. Okay. Under no circumstances. This is a trustworthy heifer in no circumstances.
You go out and buy another phone and give her that phone.
You have your evidence all mixed up. I had that phone prior when I was talking to Travis.
Okay.
So the phone that I turned in, you're asking me a question, I'm answering.
So it was the same phone.
It was the exact same phone.
So can you tell us how they're the items missing from the call log?
That would have to be taken up with law enforcement.
No
Wow.
idea.
When I turned my phone in, everything that was in my phone and things that weren't there, I spoke on.
Okay. Now, you testified, may I approach?
You may.
You testified yesterday. Get back to the mic.
Oh boy. Straight up lying in court, man. How many crimes has ever done committed already, man?
The very next day, you turned your phone over to the detective. You remember that?
I don't know if it was the very next day. It was when I was asked.
Well, according to your testimony yesterday, you said,
Well, the objection is improper impeachment or improper question. So rephrase, please.
didn't you say that you turned your phone over to the detective the next day?
When the detective asked me to turn my phone in, that's when I turned it in. I don't know the exact day.
You may.
I'm showing you what's been marked as defense number 8. Clark, is that 8? 7. Thank you. Defense number 7 for identification purposes. Do you recognize this?
Yep.
What is this?
I had to sign that in order to turn my phone in.
Okay, so this is a consent to search form,
Correct.
and this is your name down here on the lower right.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
Yes, and my signature.
Is that your
See y'all like the stream.
And can you tell us what date this is?
4/15.
So April 15th of 2021?
Correct.
The incident occurred on April 6th of 2021?
Shout out to Omar.
Classic lying Western women man facepalming medium skin tone. You got caught.
Right. Appreciate it, man.
That has no recollection for me. You have to understand that. When they asked me to turn my phone in, that's when I turned my phone in.
Okay, so you actually signed the consent to search on April 15th of 2021. Is that correct?
Correct.
Judge, I don't have an objection to the admission of the evidence.
Any objection? All right, very well, it's submitted into evidence. Now, you know, in the event that there's a review by the 4th District Court of Appeal in this case, those particular exhibits have to be down to, yeah, okay, you understand that. They're not going to be transported in that format.
Yes, Judge.
All right, thanks.
So that was signed by you several days after the incident, right?
Correct.
And then you turned your phone in the following day after you signed that, and you sent your friend Paloma to do that, right?
Correct.
You didn't turn your phone over to the detective directly. You sent a friend.
Correct.
And the reason you did that was you didn't want to be interviewed by the detective. Isn't that true?
No, I was already previously interviewed by.
That's exactly what it was. She wanted to avoid being interviewed because she is the reason for all of this mess. She's the reason. She's the reason. Now, salute to Brian Turner.
This is likely a hood chick. She's much too comfortable setting black men up. Plus she's smug and masculine beyond any type of reasoning. I'm not sure what Travis saw in this FRFR.
Bruh, I don't know what her body looks like, but she, maybe he liked how she looked. That's the only thing I can surmise, and he put up with her behavior. A lot of you guys got to stop putting up with women just cause. Because a lot of these chicks really ain't worth it. They really aren't. Shout out to the Pink Unicorn. That's from COVID. COVID, they would put up these glass protective glass, during COVID. And I think they never really took them down. I think that's just for COVID. That's COVID protocols. I think that's why it's like that. But it could be, you see,
By Detective Ema.
that's from COVID.
That.
Exactly.
But the phone was being turned over to the lead detective in the case, Detective Vanderland. Isn't that not correct?
Correct.
And you never went to see Detective Vanderland. You sent your friend instead, right? Right?
My friend turned the phone in.
Yeah, you said yes.
Asked me this already, and I've answered. Yes, my friend turned the phone in.
Right, and you told the jury yesterday the reason you had your friend do it is because she lived closer
Correct.
to the detective than you did, right?
Correct.
You lived in Delray at the time?
Right.
Detectives in West Palm Beach, right?
Correct.
Why is she in a glass box?
Yeah, that's COVID protocols. They put up a lot of that, I don't know why they thought that would be protective for COVID, but I think that's why it's like that. Appreciate it.
20-minute car ride? Mm-hmm. Is that a yes?
Yes.
You have a car, right? You had a car back then. Mm-hmm. Is that a yes?
Yes.
You couldn't drive 20 minutes to drop your phone off to the detective?
It wasn't 20 minutes from my house, though.
How many minutes was it?
About 40.
From Delray to West Palm?
She was somewhere further. It was far from my house. It was traffic time. So I just gave it to my friend the night before, and she just turned it in after work. Okay. That's all it was.
So it's your testimony that the detective told you that you had to come during a specific time that was traffic time? Is that your testimony?
She didn't say I had to come a specific time. I came when I gave my phone when I was ready to give it to her.
You could have gone any time. There wasn't a specific time set during traffic time, right?
What's the question?
That's my question. Don't you understand?
No.
Okay. You could have dropped that phone off any time. The detective didn't say you had to come during a specific time. Is that correct?
I dropped my phone off when she asked me to drop the phone off.
You didn't. Paloma did.
Correct.
Okay. You remember there being some discussion yesterday about text messages with Daryl, DJ. You remember that?
Correct.
You remember you said on direct examination, I didn't know anybody went with Keyshawn to Travis's house. You remember that?
I said that yesterday?
You sure did. Do you remember that?
Tyler, I knew went. That's it.
No, you said yesterday, I didn't know anyone went with Keyshawn. Do you remember telling the jury that? You were trying to imply, there was a whole line of questioning about this.
Oh, my God, man.
Sustain.
You testified yesterday that you didn't learn about all this until you were speaking with DJ. You remember that? That's what you told this jury.
Overruled. Overruled.
Answer the question, please.
I'm confused.
Okay, well, let's try to unconfuse you.
Let's start over.
Because hold on. All right, go ahead. You remember telling the jury yesterday when the state was asking you questions about DJ's text? You guys texting back and forth?
Okay, that's what you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah. And then you told this jury that the first time you heard about all of this and that there were more people that went there besides Keyshawn was when you were talking and communicating with DJ.
But prior to this, you have to remember me, Keyshawn, and Tyler were in a group chat. Remember? You said that out of your own mouth.
You also just testified that there was a FaceTime. You told Detective Ema details about your brothers going there. Don't you remember you just testified about that?
She's chronologically way out of order.
All right.
She's just like chatting right now.
Start over again.
You are. Like, I don't even understand
All
where
right, stop,
you're
Ms. Jones. All right, next question. Start over again so we can get this cleared up and move on.
Your Honor, though, can I say something?
No, stop.
Okay.
See that? Do y'all see this? This heifer is in court. And she's acting like, maybe because she doesn't think she's going to get charged with anything, she thinks that she can get in there and just act any kind of way. This doesn't win you any favor. You're not dealing with, the judge has no say on how this case is going to go. The jury do. The jury do. And the way that you're acting is not helping whatsoever. Yeah, the judge definitely is. That's why it's a good thing it's not a trial by judge. Because he's in there, it's almost like he don't want to make her mad. I guarantee you that judge is married to a very masculine, crazy female. Because he's in there like, oh, I don't want her to blow up. So let me try to calm this defense attorney down who's putting heat on her. I hate judges like this. You know, a female judge would probably be better in this situation because a lot of these male judges, they want to be so protective of the female witnesses when they don't even have to. This woman is a mess. Nothing you're going to do, judge, is going to stop this woman from being a mess. This is why she's so comfortable talking to the judge the way that she is, because she can read the judge's energy. She can.
Go ahead.
You knew well before you spoke to DJ in those text messages that your brother and his friends went over to Travis's house, right?
No.
You said yesterday that you began to understand who came to the Rudolph residence after and you spoke with DJ, or during the time you were speaking with DJ. You remember that?
No.
Isn't it true that you texted Keyshawn, Sebastian, and Tyler in a group text at 11:44 p.m. on April 6th. Where are you all at?
Can I see?
I'm just asking you. Do you remember that?
No, I don't recall that.
Okay. Do you remember Tyler sending you a...
Objection. Witness is asked whether does she remember. She said she did not.
Yo, is the prosecutor a black woman? It sounds like a black woman who is the prosecutor. So is the prosecutor in this case a black woman? Is the prosecutor in this case a black woman? It sounds like it.
Well, this is a different question, though.
Yeah, I'm asking
All
you.
right, go ahead. Oh, overall, overruled. Go ahead.
Isn't it a fact that Tyler sent a text back to you, Keyshawn, and Sebastian at 11:44 on April 6th? We're on our way right now. RN, right now. Do you remember that?
Do you remember that text? Responsive
No.
reply text, excuse me. All right, next question.
Isn't it true that Tyler sent you, Sebastian, and Keyshawn?
Do you remember whether is the proper way to ask that question?
You remember whether Tyler sent you, Sebastian, and Keyshawn a group text at 11:44 a.m. and that text saying, "I love you so much, I got you." Do you remember that?
No.
Do you remember a text at 11:44 that you sent in a group text to Sebastian, Tyler, and Keyshawn? Your response was, "Okay." Do you remember that?
No.
Okay. Do you remember a text at 10:16 that evening, before the other text that I just read, that Tyler sent to you saying, "Send me his address"? Do you remember that?
They need
No.
that other. Y'all
You
know that.
remember
Y'all
it?
know that female judge from South Florida. They need her on this case. Yeah, this guy's definitely low energy. You know, he sounds like he just ready to go on his lunch break, or he ready to go for his golf game. Like, you know what I'm saying? You need to do your job, sir. This low energy, like, come on, you very low energy.
10:17 that you sent Tyler Robinson a text that said 550 Teak Drive. Do you remember that?
No.
Okay. Do you remember at 10:21 p.m. on the evening of April 6th, sending Tyler a text that where you said, "Tell Keyshawn come on"? Do you remember that?
No.
At 10:24 p.m. that night, do you remember sending Tyler a text? "Okay, you here?" Do you remember that?
No.
And after the shooting took place, which was approximately midnight, do you remember at 12:58 after the shooting that you sent a group text to Keyshawn, Sebastian, and Tyler? Call.
No.
Of course she didn't. No, there's another judge, Jamie. There's this white female judge. Like, she's in a lot of those like courtroom videos that we've seen go viral in South Florida. She's that white female judge. Now maybe she doesn't do criminal cases. Maybe she do like most of those, you know, like local cases where people, you know, driving drunk, or, you know what I'm saying, violation probation, something like that, or they done committed some petty crime or something like that. Her nickname is No.
You knew, well, before you spoke to Daryl, DJ, that group of men were together and that
They need the judge from Kyle Rittenhouse's case.
Appreciate that greatness. So
they were at Travis's house. Did you not?
I knew Keyshawn and Tyler were together. I didn't know Sebastian was there.
And you're not just trying to distance yourself, right?
Distance myself from what?
Well, you didn't want anyone to know that you were communicating with them because you didn't want to get in trouble.
Get in trouble for what?
Well, you could have been in trouble for setting this whole thing up and setting this in motion. Weren't you concerned?
Setting what up? Your client shot 84 rounds. There was no shots back. What did I set up?
Well, you sent somebody to go shoot him, didn't you?
Did he get shot?
You sent somebody to shoot him, did you not?
Did he get shot?
All right, Ms. Jones, you had to answer the questions, not ask them. All right, next question.
Yeah, you did set this up. We're here because of you and your jealousy. This could have been
On
any man.
April
Y'all got to
6th.
understand. This situation could have been any man could have been in this situation. This could have been another man put in this situation. How many other dudes has she, called her brother to go handle? She's that type of person. She's that type of person.
At 10:24 p.m. before the shooting, do you remember Tyler calling you?
No.
Do you remember seeing that call on your phone extraction, states number 17?
If I can't see any evidence in front of
I'll
me,
give it to you.
this happened 2 years ago. I don't remember. So
Right.
you're going to keep receiving
Right.
I'm not trying to.
You may.
Did he get shot? Right. She said, did he get shot? She's not as smart as she thinks she is. This is a dumb heifer. She thinks she's smart, but she's not.
All right, and you've provided Ms. Jones with what?
I just provided her with state 17, which is a phone log.
Thank you.
Okay, so what was the question?
Do you remember Tyler calling you at 10:24 p.m. on April 6th?
Well, do you remember or do you not?
I'm looking through the.
Okay, but the question is, do you remember now without looking
Question is,
through
I have
anything?
to look first.
All right, so you don't remember. Is that right?
I have to look to see exactly the time. It shows you more than just somebody calling you.
All right, well, if the
Source,
lawyers are all right
it
with
shows
that,
you
I'm
the-
all right with it.
Okay, I don't remember. I'm not even
Do
against
you
that.
see?
I don't remember.
My question is, do you see?
No.
You don't even know my question, so how are you answering no?
Do I see the conversation of Tyler calling me? No.
Not a conversation, a call on your phone log,
No, I don't see it.
okay? Do you remember at 10:52 Tyler calling you?
No.
Do you know if that's on your call log?
Who?
That call. Do you see a call on your call log at 10:52?
But
from
they
Tyler?
claim that the black girl attitude is made up. They claim that we lie on black women like this and we make shit up about them. No, this is who you are. This is the majority of these heifers. Majority of you melanated heifers act just like her. Now, maybe not always in court, but y'all just like her. Y'all ain't got no care in the world. You think you can say and do whatever you want to without no consequences. That's how a lot of you act. No accountability. This woman set up a guy to get beat up and shot. Let's be real about this. But she wants to act in court like she ain't do nothing. This is your typical melanated, bad attitude alpha.
Okay. Do you remember Tyler calling you, that you called Tyler at 10:58 p.m. before the shooting?
I speak to them all the time, so I don't remember.
Asking you if there's a call on your call log that reflects that.
Look at that. Now she's trying to backtrack on the lie.
No, that isn't what you asked her. You asked her if she remembers.
Do you remember?
And I said no.
Okay, and now take a look at that and tell me if you can see a call that you made to Tyler Robinson at 10:58.
I don't even know his number anymore. I don't see, so no. I'm going to say no.
Well, do you see anything in there that reflects Tyler? You had Tyler's name in his phone as what? In your phone. What was he in your phone as? Tell the jury, please.
I don't even see it. I think
So
he was-
how did you have him as your contact? What was his name in your phone?
Didn't you just hear me say I don't see it?
No, I'm asking you how you saved his name in your phone. What was his
I
contact?
don't remember. It might have
Yeah.
been Tai, but I don't see it here.
You're still in touch with him, right? So you don't know how you put him in your phone?
You have to be specific now. You're using the present tense or the past tense. I can't tell. Ms. Perlette.
Okay. At 10:59, a minute later, on April 6th, do you remember calling?
Keep up the good content, Jay. Appreciate the research.
Appreciate that. Appreciate the support, Ramir.
Tyler.
No.
Okay. Another call at 10:59 on April 6th. Do you remember calling Tyler?
No.
At 12:20, after the shooting, now April 7th.
Right, Pink Unicorn. The North do remember. They do remember.
Do you remember calling Tyler?
No.
At 12:23 on April 7th, do you remember calling Tyler?
No.
12:38, do you remember calling Tyler?
No.
1:29 in the morning, do you remember calling Tyler?
No.
1:31
Talk to him a lot, don't she?
Do you remember calling Tyler?
No.
Now,
She talks to him a lot, don't she?
with respect to those questions, can you tell me if you, by looking at that document, if you see any of those calls on there that we just discussed?
I don't remember his number at the time, so I can't tell you.
And again, you don't know what you saved it under, right?
At the time, sometimes he's changed numbers. So if he changed his number, I might not have saved it at the time. So no, I can't see his name right now.
So
You see how the lies and everything is catching up to her. Like at first she thought she was real smart, and when you have them facts and you have them receipts for people to see, it's hard for them to lie through that. It really is. What's up, Kayla? Make sure y'all like the stream.
Messages that we already have in evidence between you and Tyler and a third party that have Tyler's name on them. So on April 6th, he was named. So,
Sustained. Stand up and stretch, folks, but obey the cardinal rules while you're doing that.
Hold on. Yep.
Get resaved. That's my testimony.
so you don't know whether he changed his number or not, correct?
No, I do not.
Okay.
You may.
And I'll get back to
There's no objection to this entry.
Okay, thank you.
Offense number 8.
No, it is 8. 7 is the big oversized consent form.
Yes. Okay. Showing what's been admitted to evidence as states number 8. Take a look at that, please. I'm just going to remove that.
Okay.
You familiar with this search history?
Yeah, it's my search history for my cell phone.
It's your search history from your cell phone, right?
Correct.
And the first page, it starts on April 7th of 2021, is that correct?
Correct.
And the very last page concludes at April 15th of 2021, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, if you look at the first page. Are you on the first? You need another moment to look?
I'm
through it?
on the first page. Go ahead.
Okay.
Sorry.
No problem. So on April 7th, at 6:41, I believe it is. You see that, that entry? It's about a quarter of the way down on the page.
Stand your ground law.
Right. You researched on your cell phone, stand your ground law. Is that correct?
Correct.
And that was at 6:41 in the morning. Right?
Yes, after everything happened.
Right, a couple of hours after you spoke to Detective Ema, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
The same day on 4/7/21, at 6:41 in the morning, you also searched Stand Your Ground Law in Florida. Is that correct?
Correct.
On 4/7 at 9:01, you searched death penalty in Florida. Is that correct?
Correct.
On 4/8 of 2021, you searched accessory to murder. Is that correct?
Correct.
Ooh wee. Ooh wee. I wonder why she is researching that. Why would you research that if you ain't do nothing wrong? You researched it because you know you guilty. Damn. Pulling out all the receipts at the court case.
Why were you interested in that?
I'm searching on my phone like normal people do when they get into uncomfortable situations.
Well, when you searched up that term, accessory to murder, what did you learn?
I didn't really learn that much.
Okay.
I wasn't really looking too hard into it. I'd never been in a situation like this, so I just was looking,
Well,
literally.
What does that mean, accessory to murder?
I don't know. You're the lawyer. You tell me.
No, you're the one that said you wanted to go to law school, right?
I'm a realtor.
Do you have a college degree?
No, I have a real estate license.
Damn, so hold on. So anybody can get a real estate license. She's like, do you have a college degree? I said, no, I got a real estate license. I told y'all she ain't as smart as you think she is. I guess anybody can have become a realtor. That's why,
So,
Did I also tell y'all she failed at being a realtor too?
And why does that matter?
on April 8th of 2021 at 10:59, you searched up self-defense in Florida. Is that correct?
Correct.
And then on April 8th at 10:59, you searched self-defense, correct?
Correct.
And that was only a day after this incident, correct?
Correct.
And then on April 12th at 5:35 p.m., you searched Florida Stand Your Ground. Is that correct?
Correct.
And then on April 13th at 10:39, you searched Mark Shiner, attorney, net worth. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Why were you looking at Mr. Shiner's net worth?
Because I just knew Travis's financials, and I knew he couldn't afford, so I was just curious.
Okay, but what does Mr. Shiner's net worth have to do with Travis affording a lawyer?
Because I heard he hired him, so I was curious. I heard he was hired, so I was curious.
Okay.
I'm allowed to search anything on my phone. It's not illegal.
Okay. On April 13th at 10:51, you searched best prosecuting attorney, Palm. You remember that? Palm Beach.
Okay.
You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Then you searched on April 13th.
You have to remember now at this point, a lot of these aren't just my searches. People are asking me questions, and I'm using my phone to find certain things. The beginning ones, okay, yes, these definitely were me. But
I don't know what man could be in a relationship with something like this. I don't know how you dudes do it. She can't be that attractive to you dudes. I'm sorry. It just ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. That attitude, nah, it ain't worth it.
Other people using your phone now?
they're not using my phone. That we're having conversations, and I'm typing it into my phone. It's not just me sitting there typing all this every single day.
So you're having discussions with your friends about self-defense in Florida, right?
Not necessarily about self-defense, about the entire situation.
Well, you just said that some of these things weren't necessarily you. Your friends were talking to you and you were...
We're just having an open, when you have an open discussion and you might yourself just type something in your phone. No one's telling me to type anything. No one's forcing me to. And I'm just having open discussions with people and I'm typing it in on my phone.
I understand you're typing it, but your testimony is that you and your friends or people are having a discussion about self-defense as it relates...
That's not my testimony.
I'm asking if that's what you were doing.
No.
You and your friends having a discussion about self-defense as it relates to Mr. Rudolph's conduct.
No. I didn't think it was self-defense at all from day one.
Then why were you looking it up?
I wanted to know... Is it a crime for me to look at my phone to be knowledgeable?
No, don't ask questions. Answer them.
Okay, I was trying to be knowledgeable. That's the answer.
Because it was relevant.
It wasn't relevant.
So you just look up stuff that has no relevance or that you're not interested about?
I look up stuff that I'm not knowledgeable about. That's what I look up about.
Okay.
All right, there's not going to be any more argument back and forth. Ask the question and you answer the question.
Okay.
April 13th, 2021, you searched JetBlue customer service. You remember that?
Okay.
And then on April 13th of 2021,
Right. Listen,
pro bono.
I don't randomly search accessory to murder and stuff like that or stand your ground. You know what I'm saying? I don't. Even when I've done videos about it, I go look up articles about the topic, right? But I'm not just randomly looking at things unless I feel guilty. You see, she has a guilty conscience. She has a guilty conscience. And when you search those things, you show that you have a guilty conscience and that you did something wrong.
No. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
And then the same day you looked up pro bono lawyer. You remember that?
Yes.
What does pro bono lawyer mean?
That was for something completely different. A pro bono lawyer takes you and they take your case for free. Yeah, it had nothing to do with
Shout out to Pop Smoke and Ghost.
Treat her like a queen. She treats you like a fan. Cool thumbs up, dark skin tone.
Appreciate that, absolutely. She was looking up a lawyer for herself because she's a broke real estate agent.
No, I wasn't looking for a lawyer. This is something completely separate that you don't even know about. So that's not relevant to the case right now.
Happen to be in the same days where you're looking up defense attorney, Mark Shiner net worth, and then you're looking for a free lawyer.
And arguing. Next question, please. Sustain.
You've testified repeatedly that Keyshawn did not have his gun that night, right?
Yes.
And you've testified repeatedly that Travis was the one that had the gun and he's the one that shot Sebastian and Tyler, right?
I didn't testify that. I saw it.
You saw Travis what?
I saw Keyshawn not have his gun.
You said Keyshawn did not have his gun, right?
Correct.
Okay. So isn't it true that your research regarding self-defense would have nothing to do with Keyshawn's conduct since he didn't have a gun? The only one that had a gun, according to you, at that time, was Mr. Rudolph.
Are you asking me a question?
Yeah, that's the question.
What's the question?
Isn't it true that the reason you researched self-defense had nothing to do with your brother having a gun because you've testified repeatedly he didn't have a gun, right?
Correct. He did not have a gun.
And according to you, it was my client who had the gun and shot, right?
Correct.
And self-defense involves the use of a gun, and you're defending yourself.
Seriously.
Feel free to stand up and stretch, folks.
Take a break, actually.
In a few.
Y'all see this, man? It's like, what's going on in this courtroom, man? Why is this ever just out here? I'm saying, I don't know how Travis dated her in the first place. See, he got to go over there and talk to her. Just running her mouth, being ignorant.
Next question.
Is
On a
this
new
y'all
subject.
queen? Rolling on the floor, laughing, rolling on the floor,
Appreciate
laughing,
that,
rolling
General.
on the floor,
Well,
laughing,
we'll take a
rolling on the
restroom
floor,
break then
laughing,
for,
rolling
well, wait a
on the
minute,
floor,
it's almost
laughing.
noon. How much longer have you got?
2 minutes.
Literally 2 minutes?
Less than 2 minutes.
Okay, go.
Until I'm done to go home?
Well, after redirect if there is any. But we'll take a restroom break after Cross is finished.
Okay.
Go ahead, Ms. Perlette.
You looked up self-defense because after speaking with everybody, you believed that somebody
playing in that wig, man.
was
Playing in that wig.
acting in
Does the wig
self-defense,
itch?
right?
Are you sweating under that wig?
Last time on that one.
Weren't you?
No,
Then why did you look up self-defense?
because I have an iPhone and I can look up anything I want to.
On direct examination today with Miss Edwards, you said you were asked some questions about web searches, and you said you did some of the searching in case if I need to turn myself in. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do remember saying that.
Okay, what did you mean by that?
I was unaware, unknowledgeable about this entire situation, so I did some research. That's the bottom line of it. Could we please move on from this question?
Because you believed you had some culpability that you had.
If I believed I had some culpability, I would have came in with a lawyer, a paid one, not a pro bono one, and I would have made sure that I would have never spoke to any law enforcement if I thought anything was going to happen to me. Did I do that? No, I completely, from day one, agreed, turned my phone in. Anything that was asked of me, I did. So no, you have it incorrect. And that's the last time I'm speaking on that.
So you turned your phone in over a week later after you.
You gotta understand, this is how court cases go. They're gonna hammer you with certain questions over and over and over. And it's not that they want an answer. They want to see your reaction to the question.
Deleted items from it.
No, when they told me to turn my phone in, my phone was turned in.
And items were deleted from it, right?
And they retrieved them, is what I heard.
Okay. And you were concerned still, though.
Who wouldn't be concerned? This is not a normal situation. Of course I'm going to be concerned.
That's why you said, I needed to do this research to see if I had to turn myself in.
I research everything. I research any little thing I research.
I have no.
I'm a knowledgeable child. I'm sorry if you felt like this was inappropriate to research.
Yeah, you are a child. That's the best comment that she could make, that she is a child. You really are a child, okay? You really are a child, all right? And I hope they continue to bring you back in front of that jury. I really do. But this is the type of people, that we have in our society, man. These are the type of people that we have in our society. You know, just like the video that I made today, and I spoke about Travis Rudolph. This situation that we are in right now, it's a sad one, but it's one that we can all look to and we could definitely learn from, because, you know, this guy was dealing with a woman that had a whole husband, a whole situation. She did. And Travis dealt with her. Now, I think she told him that she was single. But if a woman is disrespectful, putting her hands on you, destroying your property, because I bet that's not the first time that she's done this. I believe she has done this before. I believe this woman has put hands on him before and has disrespected him before. Now, a lot of you guys got to let these women go. But looking at her attitude and demeanor, I would not doubt that he may have tried to break up with her, and she has done everything she can to not have him leave her. This is a woman that wants control. She wants control over the men around her. She's having all these conversations with her brother's friends. She has these guys saved in her phone. She's having group chat conversations with them. She's having her brother go over there to confront Travis. This is all her fault. She holds a lot of culpability here. Yes, she does. She can try to act smug all she want to, but I saw the comments from people. They see her as the problem in this situation. They see her as the problem. They see her as the instigator, and she is the instigator. Make sure y'all like this stream. She is absolutely the instigator, and we are where we're at because of her. Because she got bitter. No man is gonna cheat on her. No man is gonna disrespect her. So you know what she does? You know what she does? She calls her brothers over there to straighten him out. Why are you calling your brothers and his friends? Because she knew his friends gonna come over there. She's a liar. And she's cheating on her husband. You lose credibility right there. This is a woman who thinks the world revolves around her. She thinks that men are supposed to do what she say, and when they get out of line, she finds men to go and check them. Okay, this fat-faced heifer is responsible for all of this because she's a lousy wife, and she was an even lousier girlfriend. We are here because of what she has done. She is the blame for this situation. She is. And I want people to understand something. When you look at how Travis had no issues, he was a guy trying to get his football career going, right? He went from the NFL, he went to Canada. In the same year that he was let go from the Canadian Football League team is when he gets in trouble. When he has this downtime, when he's not in a structured environment because he's dealing with her. I don't know how long he's been dating her, but it ain't worth it. This woman is a failed real estate agent. She's a failed wife, lousy girlfriend, a lousy sister too. Look at the danger she put her brother in. You sending him over there to a guy's house that you don't know what's going to happen. Shout out to Pink Unicorn.
A succubus and a simp squad. Terrible combination.
A very terrible conversation. Appreciate that, Pink Unicorn. Now you look at what's going on with Travis. It's a guy never got in trouble. Never really had any problems with girlfriends before. But he meets her, a married woman, and now he has all this issue. This woman is destructive to any man she's around. She knew that those guys was all going to go over there. She knew that. She wanted them to fight him or to do violence to him. He had every right to react and defend himself. Now, y'all may question his methods of defending himself, but like I said, you show up 4 deep at a man's house looking to start some shit with him, that man has every right to defend himself. Travis didn't go looking for trouble. He just dealt with a troubled heifer who think that men are supposed to do what she wants them to do. This is her mentality. This is the mentality of these Western heifers. Failures pretending like they're successful. You ain't successful at anything. You've never been successful at anything. And this is where we're at. Now she's in that courtroom acting a complete fool. You should be in there sobbing. You should be in there, oh my God, look what happened to my brother's friend. I didn't mean for this to happen. But you didn't do that because you don't see yourself as a victim, right? You see yourself as a strong person who's a manipulator, She's a manipulator and she manipulates the men around her. So I want y'all to understand that when you look at Travis and his situation, he should not be on trial here. The person that should be on trial is that goofy heifer right there, Dominique Jones. Right? You told your brother to go shoot his shit up. That's what you said. You didn't tell your brother to go over there and talk to him and demand an apology. You wanted your brother to go over there and do some destructive things, but your brother didn't want to do that. Your brother was dumb for going over there in the first place, but that's how much of a manipulator you are. This woman is going to get somebody killed. I'm telling you, she already did this time. She's going to get somebody else's life taken with the way that she's acting. This was very stupid and very dangerous to put your brother in that situation and his friends in that situation, but you just had to get the last word. Look at how she's talking in court. That shows you the type of person she is. And the judge kept trying to save her. Y'all saw how when she started to act out in court, the judge tried to save her. But you can't, these heifers can't hide who they are. You see, she can't hide who she is. She's a manipulator. She's a liar. And she should not be believed. Shout out to Jamie.
Jaye, why she look like Bubble Bass from SpongeBob?
Appreciate that. Yeah, she looks very bubbly. There are tons of women like this. What about the woman, I believe she got kicked off of a bus and she went and got her peoples and they shot up the bus? Or the woman that wasn't allowed into a store and she went and got her peoples and they took the life of, I think, the security guard or whatnot? This is the type of person this woman is. She has absolutely no remorse. She wants to spar back and forth. She wants to show how smart she is. This is why she's not successful at anything. This is an unsuccessful heifer. Just unsuccessful. Right? And this is why we are where we are today, because of the mess that she created. She created this mess. She did. She's the one that should be on trial, and everybody sees it. That's the thing. I saw comments from like the Shade Room, I believe, and everybody says the same thing. Because you would expect women to side with her, but people see through her. People see through her. How many men have she got caught up in situations that she had her brother and his friends go confront? A married woman with a boyfriend, and she's mad that the boyfriend is cheating, allegedly. This is where we're at. And they get mad when us as men talk about women like this. We talk about women like this because this is the reality of men. The reality of men is that you have a lot of these women of today who are set up artists. All they do is set up men because their feelings are hurt. Her feelings are hurt, so she wants to call her brother, tell him to shoot his shit up. You knew exactly what you were saying. But you want to play games and pretend like, oh, I just wanted to go over there and speak to him. No, you didn't. Look how you speak in court. You're very uncouth. You're not a sophisticated woman. You're not a smart woman. You're a dangerous woman. And I would not trust you. And people see right through you. The judge kept trying to save you, but the damage has already been done. Too late, heifer. Salute to everybody that's here. Let's get to this other bozo. We're going to get to this other bozo and his testimony. Well, this guy is so dumb. He admits that he brought a gun he brought a gun to this quote unquote conversation. This guy basically admitting that he brought a gun to the conversation. This dude, Tyler, is not very bright.
You were asked by the prosecution on November 8th, 2021. Again, you were asked.
Black woke and being the least protected is one of the most dangerous lies in our society today.
Right.
Women like this are responsible for most of the destruction today in the melanated community.
Appreciate that. Absolutely. The whole least protected thing is propaganda. It doesn't exist. These are the most dangerous heifers out there is the Americanized black woman. Americanized black women are some of the most dangerous heifers on planet Earth.
That Dominique
he's sweating.
Texted you and Kashan saying, shoot his shut up. Is that correct? And you said, I don't remember. Right?
Correct.
Wasn't until Friday of last week was the first time, 2 years after this happened, was the first time you ever said that's what she texted you, right?
Correct.
It's in black and white. You saw a copy of it. The prosecution, the police, somebody told you, here it is. They got it now.
I agree.
Because you knew Dominique erased her phone. She was trying to hide evidence, right? She told you that.
No, sir.
You still talk to her every day?
No, sir, not every day.
You still texting her messages, you love her and you got her and you'll do anything for her? Those kind of messages like we saw?
Less, it's less often that we speak or have spoken. So no, sir, we don't relay those messages quite as often.
But you still love her, right?
Correct.
Do anything for
her? Circumstantially.
Okay. Would you go defend her honor again?
No, sir.
He said, no, I will not go defend her honor again, man. I like this questioning, man. This guy's over here sweating. He's sweating like he guilty, ain't it? Like he ain't as calm. He has a conscience. I think Tyler has a conscience. I do. I don't think that heifer Dominic has any conscience. I don't think Dominic really cares about anybody but herself. See, she can sit there calm. She wasn't calm, but she can sit there and have that attitude that she has. But see, Tyler can't do that because he's not her. Right? See, Tyler actually has a conscience.
You were asked if Chris Lowe was at your house that evening by the prosecution. You said, I don't remember. Remember saying that?
I agree.
And you were asked if Sebastian showed up separate from Chris, and you said you don't remember.
I agree.
You called them. You called Sebastian and Chris and said, come on over. We need to go do
Yo, why
whatever
he looks so
words you
uncomfortable,
wanna use. You
man?
don't know. Let me ask you this. Did you call those two guys?
Yes.
All right. And the phone calls you had, to your knowledge, none of those are recorded, right?
I'm not sure.
No one ever told you that, hey, they have an actual recording of your voice, did they?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Well, you guys use FaceTime a lot, right?
We have iPhones, so yes.
And you know FaceTime's not recorded. That's easy to search, right?
I'm not aware of that, sir. I don't know.
Oh, okay. You don't know that.
I don't work for a cell phone company, sir. That's not information that's important to me.
Okay. You asked if you spoke on the phone to Dominique, and you said you don't remember back on November 8th of 2021, correct?
Objection asked and answered.
Sustained.
You asked if your brother was home that day, and you said you didn't remember. Remember saying that?
I agree.
Different than what you told us here last week, right?
I agree.
Lying in court, man. God. Defense questions witness about changing his story in ex-NFL players' murder trial.
Last Friday, you told this jury that you dove on top of your friend Chris Lowe as much as you could, and there was no crevices, so you couldn't get in the bottom of the floorboard area, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. When you spoke to the first officers who arrived when you got shot, you never told them that, right?
I can't remember, sir.
When you go to the hospital and you speak to the officer and give a detailed statement, you never told them that, did you?
I'm not sure.
Want to see a copy of your statement?
No, sir, there's no need. I'm just not sure.
I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
No, sir, there's no need for me to look at the statement. I'm just saying I'm not sure.
Well, do you agree that you didn't give a statement? Or if you're not sure, I'll show it to you so you can look at it to see that in there or not.
I agree.
You agree you didn't, right?
I agree.
Spoke to Detective Vanderlyn. So you get shot on the 7th. We talked to the two law enforcement officers separately on the 7th. And then on the 8th, you speak to Detective Vanderlyn, the female detective, right?
Correct.
Never told her you dove on top of Mr. Lowe, right?
I agree.
Okay. Gave a deposition on June 6th.
Yeah, I just read what Brian put. Brian said, I wish I could put it on the screen. Brian says, this is a very jealous-hearted, limp-wrist, simpy young dude. You know what? I agree. I think he probably wanted her for himself. I think he wanted Dominique for himself. I think Dominique got this dude wrapped around her finger, and I think he wanted to be the one that smashed him. But he wasn't. You know?
2021. All the lawyers, well, many of the lawyers there, under oath of the court.
I agree.
Came to a hearing on November 30th, and you were sworn under oath. Under this judge, the same lawyers, pretty much multiple lawyers, and you said nothing of the sort, that you jumped on top of Chris Lowe during that statement under oath. Isn't that true?
I agree.
Go back to the June 16th statement. I was just about to finish from last week. The deposition. You remember coming to that statement, right?
Yes, sir.
You would agree that Mr. Rudolph's brother came out of the house first after y'all did what y'all did, right?
After we knocked on the door, yes, sir.
Okay. And back then, you didn't remember taking your shirt off, right? Back in June?
Mm-hmm.
No, sir.
The first one to take his shirt off. Y'all
You
got to
agree that Travis, when
understand.
he came out,
Like, I don't think anybody else that was with them took their shirt off except him. Why was he so invested? Why was this Tyler jackass so invested in what was going on between Travis and this Dominique heifer? It's because he's probably in love with Dominique and probably ain't never had got within half a mile of that box.
pushed the door open mildly. He wasn't in a rush, right?
I'm sorry, did you say loudly or mildly?
Mildly.
No, sir, I wouldn't agree.
All right. I approach the witness, give him a copy of his deposition from June 16th.
Yeah, lying on the stand, man. He about to be sweating even more now. He about to be sweating. Yeah, he wanted to impress her. That's why he there with his shirt off, ready to go fight somebody. No, that wasn't even his sister. See, this dumbass wanted to go over there and impress Dominique by fighting Travis.
Page in a second.
Probably got them hands.
Go to page 100, line 9.
He probably got hands and feet put on him. Trying to impress Dominique.
To 12 of your deposition.
Just a dummy,
June 16,
man.
2021.
What's wrong with black men? You black men will put your lives at risk over heifers, man. And got shot.
Refresh your memory. Back in June in 2021, you said he came out mildly, Mr. Rudolph?
Oh, my last name's Robinson, sir.
I asked you, Mr. Rudolph. I didn't ask you coming. I said, isn't it true that Mr. Rudolph came out mildly? Does that refresh your memory,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Robinson?
Yes, sir.
That's what you said back in June under oath, right? 2021.
Oh no, he's
sir,
black.
you,
His name is
provided
Tyler.
me-
His name is Tyler Robinson. He's a Negro. He's a lighter complected Negro, but he's a Negro. His name is Tyler Robinson. Okay, this is a lighter complected Negro. Okay.
With the verbiage mildly, I just agree.
Oh, yeah, that is a
You
Negro.
always agree with people
That is
who
a
tell you
Negro.
things under oath, and you just say whatever they want you to say. Is that what you're telling us?
No, sir. You provided me with the word. I just, like I said, agreed in that situation.
You telling the truth, or were you lying then?
I'm sorry, what was that?
You telling the truth when you made that statement, or were you lying?
I was telling the truth.
Okay. So tell the jury today what you want to tell them.
Thanks, Bella.
How he came out the door. If you disagree that mildly today is not the right answer, tell us today what your answer is.
Not agreeing or disagreeing with or whether or not he came out of the door mildly or not. I'm just telling you that you provided me with the verbiage. I never described the situation as Travis coming out of the house mildly. We spoke about it. I'm actually was having a difficulty describing how or of what nature he came out of the house, and you provided me with the verbiage mildly, and
all they have to do is tell the truth.
Now I'm not sure.
Listen, bro, you're not even on trial. This guy is not even on trial, and he's lying. You're not on trial. Somebody else is. All you're the one that got shot, right? You should be telling the full truth, but you're hiding shit because y'all know y'all went over there to fight him and to possibly shoot him. And he did have every right to defend himself. You 4 N-words showed up at that man's house, his mother's house.
You're asking.
Well, what I asked you today, the first question about mildly and coming out the door, Mr. Rudolph, not you, Mr. Rudolph, coming out his front door, I said, would you agree Mr. Rudolph came out mildly? And you said, no, I don't agree with that. So what my question is tell us what you mean he didn't come out mildly. That was your statement when I asked you if you agree. You said no. How did he come out? What's your testimony today?
I don't know. He just came out of the door. He was mad, so I'm not sure how you would describe that.
I'm asking you how you describe it, not me.
I'm not sure.
Well, he's mad because you dudes are showing up at his house trying to intimidate him. He already has to deal with that belligerent help of slapping him, punching him, destroying his property. That's why he was upset.
I would describe it.
Okay. Do you agree it was mildly or you disagree? Today, do you agree with that or disagree?
Whatever speeds this up, I agree.
Okay. I asked you back in June of 2021 to tell me how the physical confrontation started, and you said, I just told you I don't remember. Remember making that statement under oath back in June of 21 with the court reporter and the prosecutors and me and Ms. Perlette present? Do you remember that, sir?
I agree.
All right. So back in 2021, April, May, 2 months after this happened, you couldn't say how it started because you thought there was video. Isn't that true, sir?
Oh.
Of the front house. You saw the cameras and you thought there was video that existed.
That's why.
Correct?
No, sir. I believe I was frustrated and just didn't want to speak on the incident any further.
But hold up, but bro, you got shot, right? You're a victim, right? Why don't you just tell the truth, bro? That's how you speed this up. You don't say, I don't recall, I don't remember. When you've already said what had happened, now you're trying to deflect because you're having this trial now, and you don't want to have to, basically agree with what you had already said. You're not even on trial, bro. You're basically a witness, a quote unquote victim, but you're not acting like one. You're acting like somebody that has something to hide.
For 2 hours. You never said you were frustrated one time, did you?
I'm not sure. It's a long deposition.
Hold on.
Remember, I asked you the next question right after that one about who started, and you said you don't remember. Then I said in June of 21, you don't know who hit first, and you agreed. You had no idea, right?
Y'all got to understand the fact that he can't admit to how the whole thing started. It doesn't help the prosecution, because if he would have testified and he would have told them how everything went down and how it started, it will look more favorably for the prosecution, because they'll say, okay, we have a guy who was a quote unquote victim and a witness. He saw everything and he's giving testimony about everything that went down. This is not what he's doing because they went there to start shit with him. That's why. They went there to start shit with Travis. They were there looking to fight and looking to get into some messy shit. Okay?
Are you telling me that was my statement?
Yes, sir.
I agree.
Yeah, he do like Jason Tatum. He do look like he does like a fake ass Jason Tatum.
But today, Friday you remember, and today you remember. It's different, right?
I agree, sir.
Yeah. And you don't care what the jury thinks, but you do want them to believe your testimony is that Mr. Rudolph came out of the house and punched your friend first. That's your testimony today, right?
I don't believe that, man. Ain't no, listen,
that, I'm sorry.
Ain't no man gonna walk out of his house with 4 dudes outside and just start punching people in the face. That's not how this works. That's not how that works. No dude is gonna walk out of his house and start punching a group of dudes. That's never how no dude ain't smart enough is gonna just walk and start punching a dude while he's there with 3 other guys. That's not gonna happen, man.
Well, yes, last week you said you don't care what the jury thinks, right?
Remember
that?
A little bit of Carl Anthony Towns.
That may have been taken out of context. But
those are the exact words. That was your context.
That's correct.
Okay? And today you're changing your story. And Friday you changed your story. Now you're saying Mr. Rudolph came out and hit your friend first, right?
Sustained.
You gave a different answer than you gave under oath on June 16th. Now you're saying that my client, all of a sudden, 2 years later, you remember Mr. Rudolph hit your friend first. Isn't that true? Isn't that what you're trying to tell us?
In June of 2021.
I'm asking you today, not June 21st.
Yes.
Here in court today, you want this jury to believe that. The jury that you don't care what they think about, right? You don't care what they think, but that's what you're trying to explain to us, right?
Sustained.
You don't care what the jury thinks as of last week. You care what they think today?
The judge is letting this guy do his job, man. I haven't heard the judge get on this particular defense attorney in these videos that I'm playing. Maybe the judge has more faith in him as a asking questions, because he is doing a good job. But the judge has pretty much stayed clear of butting in, because he doesn't have a belligerent heifer, but he does have an evading guy on that stand.
I understand the weight of their opinion, but personally, the effect it has on my life is very minimal, because this situation has already taken such a major impact on my life. So I don't feel as if the outcome of this really would, or I don't really personally feel or care that much. But I understand, like I said,
see that
how important.
Look at that. And I said this dude had a conscience. I might have to backtrack on that and say that he has a little bit of a little tiny bit more. He has more than Dominique does, but that just shows you the type of people that we're dealing with here. Travis was dealing with people that absolutely do not care about other people's lives. This guy lost his friend, and he's talking about he doesn't care about the outcome of this trial. Your friend lost his life, you bozo. But you don't care, right? You absolutely don't care, right? Even though your friend lost his life. This case matters not to you. Who are we getting justice for? When the person that gets shot says he don't care. So who are we getting justice for? Because obviously he doesn't care about justice. He doesn't care that his quote unquote friend lost his life. These people do not care. This guy only cares about Dominique. That's the only person he cares about is Dominique. That's the only person he cares about. And he does sound like a weed head.
A jury is, and the jury's opinion. So, like I said, if you want to keep taking that statement out of context as you are, because you're not saying you're not telling them, you're not rereading, or relaying my whole statement, just paraphrasing or taking that particular part. But
tell me what I took out of context in June of 2021 when you said you didn't know who started the fight and you don't know who hit who first. Tell me what I'm taking out of context, sir.
I can only testify and answer questions based off of questions you asked or based off of my deposition, sir. So if you have a question you would like me to answer, I can do that, but I can't.
You can't tell us why your answer is different today than it was back in June, can you, sir?
Sustained.
Can't tell us today why your answer is different than June 16th of 2021, can you, sir?
Yes, I can, sir. I was frustrated just because one of my brothers passed away, and I didn't really want to talk about it.
Okay, so you lied in the deposition is what you're telling us because of your brother passing away?
No, sir, I didn't lie. Sometimes when you're mad or frustrated or upset, it's hard to remember specific details. So while you asked me questions, I gave truthful answers about whether or not I could remember. As time has gone on, it's gotten not easier, but more common, where this is something I may have to speak about. So
You're in the hospital one day, right?
yes, sir, correct.
Flushed out your wounds. You didn't have any bullets went through. You had little tiny fragments of metal that hit the car and went into your body. Isn't that true, sir?
Oh, so he didn't get shot? He got some what they call it? It's not shrapnel. Well, he got like flesh wound. So this guy got a flesh wound. So he didn't even get shot. That's why he don't care. So wait a minute. So 2 people didn't get shot. It was basically 1, right? But this guy got a little flesh wound.
No, sir, I had a bullet removed from my body during surgery.
You had 1 bullet or how many bullets?
I'm not sure, sir.
You had little pieces of bullets. Isn't that true, sir?
I'm not sure to what nature the bullets were when they were removed from my body.
Fragments, right? Fragments. I couldn't think of it. He had some fragments.
Tell you that bullets were removed from my body during surgery.
Said bullets were
Never went to
removed.
physical therapy, right?
Couldn't afford it, sir.
My question is, you never went to physical therapy, right?
My answer is that I couldn't afford it, sir.
So that means no?
Correct.
When in school and you graduated, you said you told us you got an AA degree, right, in criminology, correct?
Got my AS degree in paralegal studies.
All right, and you're still working. That's what you told us. You have a security license, right?
Yes, sir, correct.
When you work, what do? You're in a community as a security guard or a business?
Sitting down, correct.
Business?
Like a community.
You sit down the whole time even when cars come through?
Correct.
All right. You never went to any follow-up doctor appointments for any medical treatment. Isn't that true, sir?
I had follow-up appointments at the trauma unit for about 6 months following the incident.
How many times did you go?
Like 3 times a week, maybe. Pretty often.
Would you be
Okay, that's one video. Look at that. That's the face of a guy that then threw his life away over a heifer. All right, Bella Michelle. Good night to you. Appreciate you coming through. All right. That is the face of a guy that realized he fucked up. He took some bullet fragments over a lousy heifer, man. That picture just says it all, man. This picture just says it all. This picture says it all. This tells you everything. I just assumed everyone was dead. Dramatic testimony reveals details of confrontation with ex-NFL player that led deadly self-defense shooting. Okay, hold on. I think that's gonna be longer. Ex-football player defense has heated. Okay, ex-football player defense has heated exchange with eyewitness about having gun the night of the shooting.
Right before we left for the lunch break, we were talking about your time with the detective when they came over to take the photos of the receipts and your injuries. Do you remember that?
Yes, ma'am.
One of the things that also...
I don't know if I'm going to this. This live has already been long. Yeah, this live has already been long. But nonetheless, I appreciate y'all being here, man. Shout out to everybody that's here. That's the witness. Okay. That's another police officer that was called. Tyler Griffin at lunch break. They called Officer Tyler Griffin. He's an officer. Okay, we have Pierre Etienne, a detective, right? Okay,
You see this area here in the index finger that suggests of a trigger impression, but that's not nearly as important as what you begin to see here as a palmar surface of the hand has evidence of a little bit of bruising with some pattern to it. So, you know, when we see this, we see that as further evidence of contact with the hand combined with the overall posture. We think of someone who was embracing a firearm on or about the time they were killed.
This is a consultant for the defense. He's basically saying that Sebastian Jean Jacques was holding a gun. He was the one who lost his life. They're basically saying that there is, according to his testimony, Sebastian was holding a gun. So they didn't go unarmed. They were armed. At least one of them were armed. And the guy that was armed or had the weapon, according to this, this person here, was the one that lost his life. I wonder why.
Now, did you see, you said you saw a lot of photographs. Obviously, they weren't all on poster boards. They were just probably 8x10s.
Well, I saw 8x10s and I saw some, actually digitally prepared photographs, so forth. I saw a lot of different photographs, some of which were overexposed, but this actually shows, I think, one of the better images.
Does this photograph fairly and accurately depict in your mind what you described as the certain injuries to the hand?
It does at the C, correct.
Are you also familiar with firearms?
Yes.
You own firearms?
Yes.
You've been studying firearms since you've been a doctor?
Well, yes, but, I've been shooting since I was 12 or so, but in addition to that, I had some training directly as a medical examiner with the firearms ID section in the Miami-Dade Police Department, and the cases I had as a medical examiner in Dade and Palm Beach County interface with law enforcement and the study and comparison of weapons, their injuries, and transfer information from a weapon to a hand, for instance, whether it be, gunpowder if the firearm was fired or a pattern of contact and so on and so forth.
Okay. And do you have an opinion based on all your training and experience if the decedent's hand in the right hand in this photograph is consistent with holding a firearm prior to death or after death as well?
It's consistent with the embrace of a firearm.
What was the last word before firearm?
Embrace of holding.
Embrace meaning holding.
Holding, yes.
So they say that he was holding a weapon, according to this expert that was brought in, man. Consistent. Y'all see that? Consistent. Shooting victim's hand consistent with holding a firearm, the ex-NFL player's defense witness says. The defense is making a case, man. They are. This is some good work that they are doing, man. Absolutely. This was the live stream that they had. If there's any big updates, I will definitely go live and speak about it. But I think that's pretty much it for me. I'm very hopeful that justice will be served in this situation. I don't think that Travis should be in this situation, you know. Very much so a cautionary tale. Thank y'all for being here. I appreciate y'all being here. Make sure y'all like the stream if you haven't. Hold on, let me see if the link is there. Make sure y'all click this link I'm about to put in the chat room to follow all the socials. No, it's in the chat room already. I'll put it in there again. Make sure y'all subscribe to all my channels so y'all don't miss out on any videos I've already done. You can send me topics at my email, jadablacklive@gmail.com, as well as you can send it to me on Instagram. You can tag me on Twitter. So thank y'all for being here. We're going to see how this thing unfolds. Okay? We're going to see how this whole thing unfolds. And shout out to the moderators, the channel members, the Patreons, everybody that supports and follows me and share the content. Thank y'all. All right. I'll see you on the next one. Y'all take care and have a good rest of your night. All right.